So tell me.
Yeah, so when I was going to high school, I worked part-time at one of my odd jobs that I had locally, and my father worked for a long time in Prospect with the caretaker at the time was James Hickey, and another fellow that worked there was Pete Lazat. So I'd walk by Marie's Stone, had a shield. There were mostly two wars that used the government. That's a government-issued stone. And when the Grand Army Republic was formed in 1867, that became a national organization.
Yeah.
Every cemetery in the country, the GAR bought plots.
Okay.
And if a family couldn't pay for their soldier's gravestone or marker, the GAR paid for it. And it was a government-issued stone that had the shield in the middle of the stone.
Right.
I think one of the other, I think it was a Spanish-American, sometimes I think they used the government issued with the shield. But anyway, Civil War was mainly with that government-issued stone.
Okay.
So for years, Memorial Day flagging, I used to go with the old vets and scouts way back and walk by her grave. Never was a marker, flag marker by the GAR post, which should have been. So I always got wondering about her. So then coming into probably 2000, coming into the 2000 years, I got interested in wondering about her because there's no other information on her stone. All of a sudden, Marie B. Greene, Army nurse, not knowing what war because there's no other information.
No dates or anything.
I even dug a little bit down in the ground to see if there was anything else. There isn't. So this one day I went over to the shop. Tony Martini was working in there. I wanted to look at the blueprints to the cemetery.
Yeah.
He has copies in there too of the WPA project. That was a national grave registration project, strictly done for all veterans in the country. But it was a national project.
Right, during the Great Depression.
They did that in 1935, and it only covered wars from Revolution to World War One.
Okay.
Those sheets there, I got all the sheets for Prospect, and I got all the sheets for St. Mary's.
Okay.
Peter gave me the copies he had before he died.
All right.
And the cemeteries have those copies.
Okay, good.
So at the time, I went over to the shop and wanted the blueprint just for the old section to look through.
Right.
So I'm looking at the names. Got a lot of R's. Then it started coming into the C's. Then I see Marie B. Greene, C. So then it struck me, Civil War. I had already been, since 94, I've been a member with the Sons of Union Veterans. That's when Benny Emmerich and Peter opened up Camp 18 from Albert A. Sherman. We got the old charter redone over and got our camp opened up by the National and Mass Department under the Sons. Got it reopened and ongoing.
Right.
So then over the years, I started putting a flag, and then it was in October of 2004. Me and my secretary treasurer of Camp 18 decided to do an inventory of all the Civil War material up in the library in the historic room.
Yeah.
So we took photographs and we were copying stuff for our records. That go into the Sons archives. So
Sons of Civil War Veterans, right?
Sons of Union Veterans.
Union Veterans.
Yeah,
okay.
We're still under we're under auspices of Congress.
Okay.
We're a national organization. Our carryovers, heirs of the GAR, Grand Army Republic.
Right.
So we started doing all the photographic copying. Then we got sat down at the table. There were 4 big record books of H.H. Lake Post 25. So we were reading on the table and in most all the meetings, because that strictly was a man's organization, Grand Army Republic, when that was formed in 1867. Yeah. So we started seeing her name showing up pretty regular at meetings.
Right.
So Franklin and I looked at one another, and this is kind of strange here. We got a lady going to meetings, and so that kind of
apparently quite welcome.
That kind of threw a flag, like we gotta find out more about this.
Find out who she is.
Yeah. So that December 2004, Franklin picked me up, and we went down to the big Waltham Archives building in Waltham.
Okay.
And we ran her name on micropiece. And here she is, showing up on micropiece, living in Uxbridge,
right,
collecting pension money, 1890.
Okay.
So then we got that information copied.
Right.
So after we came back from Waltham during the winter, we wrote a letter and mailed it to the archives.
Okay.
We wanted to, we asked just some more information about her, not knowing what we were going to get. So April of 2005, I came back from town from doing errands, and the mailman had already come to the house. So I opened the front door, and on the floor is this big white thick envelope.
Okay.
Almost about that thick.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 inches.
Yeah. So the top, the lettering says from our archives, Washington D.C.
Okay.
So I brought it in on the kitchen table, opened it up, and the paperwork I started looking at, I said, wow. That's when I got into more looking into finding out that she was born April of 1826.
Okay.
She was a Barton. She was a Barton.
In the Barton family.
But married to Merrill Greene.
Okay.
Now, I just found out about Merrill Greene. I got the the book of Uxbridge from 1727 to 1927.
Okay.
Merrill Greene's going to committee meetings on some projects in Uxbridge.
All right.
In the middle to late 18 years.
Okay.
So she married somebody from town.
Right.
And so anyway, getting into her life, find out that she was born a Barton. So now I'm thinking. So now it puts me into play with. She had to get a medical knowledge.
Well, you thought she's a cousin of like Clara.
She's a cousin to Clara.
To Clara Barton.
She's a cousin.
So she would have known that family.
Yeah. So Clara's not to take away the extraordinary lady Clara was in her own right.
Yeah.
And what she went through and what she done in the country with her life. Marie, extraordinary too. When you get into going through the stuff I got, and what she went through and did. So she's a Barton. She was born in April 1826, and now finding out that Clara's father was Stephen Barton. He was a doctor to begin with in life, and during the Civil War, he became a surgeon.
Right.
So I can see why Marie, being a cousin to Clara, took up the knowledge of being into the medical field.
You've gotten some medical training along the way.
Yeah. So putting it all into the perspective of going through what I got of her, because archives wouldn't give you just a whole lot of stuff on a particular relative that was in the war.
Somebody spent a lot of time
you got to do individual today, and it's costly to get even like a pension paper or a discharge paper. You got to do individual.
And they sent you a 2-volume
I
set.
sent that. Because I feel because they found out that she's connected to Clara's side of the family.
That might be part of it, and plus she's just interested in her historians.
What I wish came with the paperwork in Marie's portfolio of all the paperwork from 1870 to 1879, she wrote a special poem It tells about what happened with. She wrote this special poem, and the government called on her every Memorial Day.
Right.
And they escorted her to the big cemetery in Washington, where she read that poem at that ceremony, and then she got transported from there down to Arlington to do the same thing for 9 years.
Wow. Okay.
Both every Memorial Day for 9 years for both cemeteries to read that special poem. I wish that a copy of that poem came with the. I would have liked to know.
We'll have to look because there's other records. It might be in a newspaper or something. We can check that. That would be really. When I saw that paper written about that story, part of her life. Yeah.
After the war, they called on her quite a bit. But her biggest battle, most of the paperwork, is fighting Washington, and so many people. There's letters and so many people with representatives and people from the local towns and area, writing into Washington and to the authorities, mass legislation
she was trying to get her pension?
To get her pension.
Good. Yeah.
But one of the big things is there's a 2-page letter that was first in a stack of paperwork.
Okay.
From Alonzo White.
Yeah.
Now, her first tour when she went down into service was Campbell Hospital in Washington.
Okay.
And Alonzo was very severely wounded. He almost died. And she was his nurse.
Okay.
And there's 2 pages of a letter he wrote while he's at Campbell about how great she was as a nurse, expertise in their field of medical, how she treated soldiers, writing for them, cooking meals, talking with them. She never rested. I mean, when you get into, never mind, she was only a short time in Campbell, and then she got sent to the field. Okay. Most of the rest of the Civil War part of her service on the travels. But when they got the copy of the U.S. House of Representatives on the bill filed for her to get pension, I got the copy of the House of Representatives and the copy of that bill from the Senate, and it got approved. But when you start reading that bill, who's mentioned in there, he went to Washington and stood up for her. It was Alonzo White.
That's great. That's really fantastic.
Good
for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. It was very hard for the nurses and the women.
Yeah.
Harriet Tubman was never able to get a pension in her own right. Her husband had one, and so they made a widow's pension for her.
Yeah.
But she couldn't get it in her own right, despite everything she'd done.